everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright, get into this video, talk about the fight cards that happened over the weekend, get into some fight cards that's going to happen this upcoming weekend, touch on the other couple topics. Without further ado, let's get into it. First fight card I want to talk about transpired Saturday, February 18th in the UK was a DAZN card. DAZN is Matchroom. Well, in this case, Eddie Hearn and all those guys. All right, it was for the vacant WBA Featherweight title of the world. Came on at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. The main event was a 12-round contest of featherweight. Featherweight is 126 pounds, if you didn't know. It was between Lee Wood and Mauricio Lara. Lee Wood was 26-2, 16 KOs. And Mauricio Lara was 25-2, 1 draw, 19 KOs. All right, Lee Wood's from UK, Mauricio Lara's from Mexico. So it was a hometown fight for Lee Wood. All right, let's jump into it. Wood actually got cut over his left eye fairly early in the fight. I think it was in the second round. He actually almost went down that round, but survived. Then after that round, he rallied back with nice body work and just heart and a slugfest, a back and forth contest with both fighters doing some good work. Lee Wood got cold cocked, man, in the 7th round with a left hand hook, in an exchange, because it was a slugfest, like I said, but he got cold cocked, man, with that left hand hook when he was landing the punch, and Jesus, it was all she wrote, man. He went straight on his back, and it was out. He was out of there, giving Mauricio Lara the 7th round KO win versus Lee Wood. Lee Wood corner stopped the fight, stood on the apron, and called it a wrap, man. Ben Davis in this corner, man, being a man who had to do that, not so luxurious job and stop the fight to protect his fighter. And like I said, give him Mauricio Lara the 7th round KO win, advancing his record to 26-2, 1 draw. And making him the new WBA featherweight champion of the world, Mauricio Lara. Good job. Thoughts on the fight? It was a pretty action-packed fight. I think I had in my prediction that Lee Wood was gonna, that Mauricio Lara actually was gonna win that fight. So, that's what happened, man. I'll be putting y'all on game. Y'all don't even know it. All right, let's get into the next fight card. I want to talk about that fight card. The undercard was kind of cool. It was the DAZN undercard. You know how I feel about those DAZN undercards. So let's get into the next card I want to talk about. All right, this card also transpired Saturday, February 18th. It was in Sonoma, California. It was the DAZN card. DAZN is well, in this case, it was Matchroom. And Matchroom is Eddie Hearn and all those guys, as I stated, man. You weren't listening? All right. This main event was for a 122-pound title eliminator. All right. It came on at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. 6 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. The main event was a 12-round contest of junior featherweight. Junior featherweight is 122 pounds. If you didn't know, it was between Nery and Azat Hova. Yeah, I don't want to butcher this man's last name, but Azat Hova. All right, Luis Nery was 33-1, 26 KOs, and Azat Hova was 21-4, 17 KOs. Luis Nery's from Mexico, Azat Hova's from Armenia. All right, Nery got hurt, man, in the 4th round. It was noticeable. I didn't see which punch actually hurt him, but I noticed he was clearly on wobbly legs and, trying to stay away from his opponent until he regained his composure. By round 5, he had regained his composure and put Hova on wobbly legs, man. You could tell he was hurt. Man, this was a back and forth contest, just as, just like the first fight I was talking about. This, was the same, man. Back and forth contest. But by round 10, Hova went down from an accumulation of punches, man. And, yeah, man. Round 11, the fight actually got stopped by the ref, which I feel was a bit premature. Hova got hit with about 2 punches, and then a third punch came, and it looked hard as well, but he didn't get hit with it. And the ref stopped the fight, man. So, yeah, I feel like it was kind of premature, man. But nonetheless, Luis Nery got the 11th round TKO win versus his opponent, Azat Hova. Advancing Luis Nery's record to 34-1, 26 KOs. Good job, Luis Nery. He's now the mandatory for a 122-pound belt. I'm not quite sure which belt. It doesn't matter. Fulton has them all. So, he's going to match up against Nery anyway. I think the fight, I'm not sure when's the fight, but I know it's coming up, for all those belts. So he's going to fight one of those guys. The winner of those, whoever gets that, whoever wins that fight and has those belts, he's going to be next in line. And I feel like, he don't really want no smoke with either guy. He was saying after the fight he wants both guys, but I don't think he wants either guy, honestly, man, if he's a smart man. But nonetheless, good job this fight, Luis Nery, getting that win. All right, after the fight, boy, they started slapping. They what they was playing that. Why you bullshitting? That sugar free. Yeah, they was going crazy. Cause they was in Sonoma, California. If I didn't state, it was Sonoma, California. Because Shane Mosley Jr. was on the undercard, and let's get into it. It was a 10-round contest at middleweight. Middleweight is 160 pounds. If you did know, it was Shane Mosley Jr. versus Mario Lozano. Shane Mosley Jr. was 19-4, 10 KOs. Mario Lozano was 33-10, 24 KOs. All right, with his pop seated ringside, Mosley Jr. outboxed Lozano en route to a 10-round unanimous decision win, man. One judge had to fight 100-90, and the last 2 judges had to fight 99-91, giving the fight to your winner by unanimous decision, Shane Mosley Jr., in front of his pops and in front of his hometown crowd of Sonoma, California, slapping that sugar-free, man. Good job, Shane Mosley Jr., man, getting your career back on track. 2 wins in a row now. You looking better than you ever looked, man, with your boxing. And, man, hopefully you can, finish your career off how it was supposed to, start. And, yeah, man, I'm pretty sure you already made him proud, but make your legacy everlasting. Good job, Shane Mosley Jr. All right. That was it for the fight cards that happened over the weekend of February 18th. Let's talk about some fight cards that's going to happen this upcoming weekend. So let's get into it. The first fight card I want to talk about is going to transpire Friday. I repeat, Friday, February 24th in Florida. It's a 10-round contest at bantamweight. Bantamweight is 118 pounds, if you didn't know. The main event is going to be between Guillermo Rigondeaux and Jesus Martinez. Guillermo Rigondeaux is 20-3, 13 KOs. He's 42 years of age. Ouch. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'7" with a 67.5-inch reach. He's from Cuba. His last 2 fights have been losses, actually. First was against John Real Casimiro, who was 30-4 at the time they clashed, August of 2021. And the second was against, being the most recent, was against Vincent Astrolabio, February of 2022, when Vincent Astrolabio was 16-3. And as I stated, he lost both of these fights. So let's see if he can get a win, or is this the end of the road for Guillermo Rigondeaux? I feel like it might be the end of the road. He's 42 years old, man. Come on. All right. Let's get his opponent, Jesus Martinez. Jesus Martinez is 33-17, 1 draw, 16 KOs. He's also 42 years of age. Ouch. The battle of the 42-year-olds. So, yeah, man. Let's see who can come out on top, man. What's that? 84 years of experience between the two in there. Jesus. All right. He's also a southpaw. He stands at 5'6", and yeah, man. Looking at his record, he seems to have fought some real decent, opponents, but he lost, and he's also, like I stated, he's 42 years old. So yeah, man. I say Guillermo Rigondeaux should beat another 42-year-old. I guess he's one of the best 42-year-olds I know. So I'm not gonna say, but he's 42 years old, so you never know. But all right, quick prediction. I'll say Guillermo Rigondeaux, unanimous decision win. He's never really been a knockout order, so I said a unanimous decision win for Guillermo Rigondeaux. Yeah, against Jesus Martinez. All right, let's get to the next fight card I want to talk about. All right, this fight card is gonna will take place Saturday, February 25th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a Showtime card. Showtime is PBC, Al Heyman, all those guys. It's for the vacant IBF Junior Welterweight Belt of the World. It's a 12-round contest at Junior Welterweight. Junior Welterweight is 140 pounds. If you didn't know, somebody trying to become champ too. All right, let's get into it. Subriel Matisse versus Jeremiah Ponce. Subriel Matisse is 18-1, 18 KO. So he's knocked out everybody who's entered the ring with him. Everybody. All right. He's 30 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'8" with a 71.5-inch reach. He's from Puerto Rico. His only loss came against Pedro Zananian, who was 14-2 with 2 draws. And he and that fight transpired in the pandemic, February of 2020. So you can't really blame him for that. It was a trying time for everybody during that time, man. So, I ain't gonna blame him for that loss. But his last fight, he actually avenged the loss, beating Pedro Ananian in a 9th round corner stoppage win. Beating the only guy who's ever beat him. So technically never, really lost, man. We go leave it at that. All right, let's get to his opponent, Jeremiah Ponce. Jeremiah Ponce is 30-0, 20 KOs. He's 26 years of age. He's an Orthodox style fighter. He's from Argentina. He stands at 5'11". And honestly, I've never heard of this guy. So yeah, man, let's see what he can do. Jeremiah Ponce. He's an undefeated fighter. He looks good on paper. So, all right, let's see what he can do against a killer, Matisse. But that's not a good word, because he actually did, well, I ain't going to say he did it. A man actually did die in a ring when he was fighting him. So I'm not going to call him the killer. Let's give him another. We call him a monster, because he's our Terminator, because he's a machine, man. But I feel like Subriel Matisse is going to get that win against Ponce, man. Like I said, I've never seen Ponce, but I've seen Matisse. And Matisse, he's going to keep coming forward. He's going to keep throwing punches. And, yeah, man, I just have a lot of faith in Matisse. I say he's knocked out everybody he's been in the ring with, man. I say a 5th round knockout for Subriel Matisse, giving him continuing his winning ways. 19-0, 19 KOs. That's my opinion for the fight. Let's see if it comes true. All right, next fight on the card is a 12-round contest at welterweight. Welterweight is 147 pounds. If you didn't know. It's between Jamal James and Alberto Palmetta. Jamal James is 27-2, 12 KOs, 34 years of age. He's an Orthodox style fighter. He stands at 6'2" with a 70-inch reach from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So this is a hometown fight for him. His 2 losses came against, one of them came against your Dennis Ugas when Ugas was 15-3. It was the unanimous decision loss versus Ugas, August of 2016. And also, his other loss came recently versus Butayev, when Butayev was 13-0, and that fight transpired October of 2021. So he's been out of the ring because that was his last fight. He's been out of the ring since a little over a year. So let's see if that has any effect on his performance in this fight. And then, if I didn't state, Butayev stopped him in a 9th round TKO win for Butayev, a loss for Jamal James. All right, let's get into his opponent, Alberto Palmetta. Alberto Palmetta is 18-1, 13 KOs, 32 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'7" with a 69-inch reach. He's from Argentina. His only loss came in 2017 versus Gonzalo Correa when Correa was 10-1. And yeah, man, his comp has been pretty stiff too. After the Palmetta fight, after the fight with Correa, he hasn't lost, but his competition hasn't been pretty stiff. I'm sorry about that, I misread it. Hasn't been pretty stiff. So yeah, let's see if he can get the win versus Jamal James, man. Because he's a pretty good competitor, from his previous competitors. So let's see how he, fares against Jamal. Quick prediction. I feel like Jamal James. Nah. I say Alberto Palmetta is gonna get this win against Jamal James in a fair, a slight upset. I say unanimous decision win for Alberto Palmetta. I just don't have a lot of faith in Jamal James. I've seen him. He's nothing to write home about. And yeah. All right. Next fight I want to talk about on the card is a 10-round contest of junior welterweight. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. If you didn't know, it's between Elvis Rodriguez and Joseph Adorno. Elvis Rodriguez is 13-1, 1 draw, 12 KOs, 27 years of age. He stands at 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. He's from the DR. His only loss came against Kenneth Sim Jr. when Kenneth Sim Jr. was 15-2-1, and that fight transpired May of 2021. All right, he looked good. Elvis Rodriguez, man, looked good in his last fight, very good, in a 7th round KO win versus Juan Velasco. And when Velasco was 25-2, man. And yeah, like I said, Rodriguez stopped him in the 7th round, man. So good job, Rodriguez, man. And yeah, hopefully you can do the same in this fight against your opponent, Joseph Adorno. Joseph Adorno is 17-1, 2 draws, 14 KOs. He's 23 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'6" from Union City, New Jersey. His only loss came against Michelle Rivera when Michelle Rivera was 22-0. And that fight transpired March of 2022. It was a unanimous decision loss for Adorno. Adorno has fought, man, some good competition at the weight early on too in his career, man. He had a draw with Jermaine Ortiz when Jermaine Ortiz was 14-0, man. So like I said, he's fought some good competition at a young age. Sorry about that. So let's see if he can get the win against another good competitor, Elvis Rodriguez, and get his career where he need to go. Quick prediction: I feel like Elvis Rodriguez is, like I said, he looked great in his last performance, man, and I don't see him getting slowed down by Joseph Adorno. I feel like his only loss was like a hiccup against a good fighter, Kenneth Sim Jr. He's a very good fighter, underrated, very good. Yeah, I feel like he's gonna get this win. I say unanimous decision win for Elvis Rodriguez versus Joseph Adorno. All right, let's get to the next fight card I want to talk about. This fight card is going to happen Sunday, I repeat, Sunday, February 26th, which is my sister's birthday, my little sister. She's going to be, 30 now? Getting up there. All right, it's in Saudi Arabia. It's a Showtime pay-per-view card. All right, it's kind of a, it ain't an exhibition because they're, it's going on their records. But it's kind of like what I call them play fights, not real boxers. All right, but it's a 10-round contest of cruiserweight. Cruiserweight is 176 to 200 pounds, anything in between, it's cruiserweight. All right, so let's get into it. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. Jake Paul, 6-0, 4 KOs, 26 years of age, stands at 6'1", 76-inch reach, Orthodox style fighter from Cleveland, Ohio. And he will, let's see if he will beat a real boxer this time. And his opponent, Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is 8-0, 4 KOs, 23 years of age, Orthodox style fighter. He stands at 6 foot even. He's from the UK. And let's see if he will lose to a YouTuber. Alright. Quick prediction. I feel Jake Paul might win this fight. I feel like Jake, not putting no smut on his name, but I feel like Jake Paul and them, they might be paying these guys to take dives and get knocked out, man. You know, and keep that money train going. That's why I feel like what is going, you know, with these fights. But I ain't going to take the fun out of it, you know, and I'm going to act like that's not going on, which I have no, you know, no, like, hardcore evidence that it is going on. But that's just my inkling. That's just my, you know, word I'm looking for, inclination. I think that's how you say it. But all right, if I'm not gonna, you know, act like that is the case, I'll say quick prediction: Tommy Fury will win this fight just from having more boxing skills and, you know, just being a real boxer. And, you know, I feel like he'll outpoint Jake Paul and get the win. But like I said, I don't think they're gonna let that happen and stop the money train. So all right, just talk about their undercard. First fight I want to talk about on the undercard, and the only fight I want to talk about on undercard is a 12-round contest at cruiserweight. As I stated, cruiserweight is 176 pounds to 200 pounds. You know, this fight is for the WBC cruiserweight belt. I repeat, the WBC cruiserweight belt. It's on the undercard of a plate fight. That's crazy, but it is a title fight. It's a real title fight. So I'm going to be tuning in, man. And you tuning in, too. All right, it's a 12-round contest at cruiserweight. As I stated, cruiserweight is anything 176 to 200 pounds. If you didn't know, it's between Alunga Makabu and Badu Jack. Alunga Makabu is 29-2, 25 KOs, 35 years of age. He's a southpaw with a 6. Oh, I'm sorry about that. He's a southpaw. He stands at 6 foot even. He has a 74-inch reach. He's from the Republic of Congo, and he's the WBC champ, man. He hasn't lost a fight since 2016 when he lost to Tony Bellew when Bellew was 26-2 with 1 draw. Also, the first loss of his career came in the first fight of his career, his debut against another fighter making his debut, man. And ever since then, he's been, you know, ever since then, he's been winning, you know. Yeah, man. So he's, you know, he's been putting on for the Congo Republic, man. And he's looking to do the same in this fight against his opponent, Badu Jack. Badu Jack is 27-3. 3 draws, 16 KOs, 39 years of age. So both guys are fairly up there. Okay, Badu Jack is Orthodox style fighter, so that's going to be kind of, you know, interesting. A southpaw versus an Orthodox fighter. That's going to, you know, be kind of tricky in there for both fighters. Badu Jack, he stands at 6'1" with a 73-inch reach. He's from Sweden, and he's on a 5-fight win streak. But I'm not going to lie. Every time Badu Jack step up, man, he loses. Or he, you know, draw. Because you can see from 3 draws on his record. So let's see if he can finally get over the hump at 39. Not saying he hasn't, because he's been champ at 2 different divisions, you know. But I feel like he's, you know, he stumbles on all the big fights, man. That's my opinion. Badu Jack, man. Quick prediction. I feel like Alunga Makabu, man, gonna get this win against Badu Jack. Like I said, every time I watch Badu Jack on a big fight, he disappoints me, and I don't see this fight being anything different. So, and I'm gonna watch it, even though it's pay-per-view, and I wouldn't suggest you guys buying that pay-per-view. You know, especially if it's tough times right now. If y'all don't have the money, I wouldn't suggest it. But I'm going to buy it because this is what I do, and I'm going to check it out, man. I feel like Makabu is going to win that fight because I'm watching it, and Badu Jack, like I say, lets me down every time I watch him. Quick prediction, I feel like unanimous decision win for Alanga Makabu, retaining his belt. All right, that's it for the fights that's going to transpire over the weekend. It's going to be a pretty cool weekend of boxing. The full weekend of boxing. You got to fight Friday, Saturday, and you got to fight Sunday. With fight cards. So, you can watch a fight card of every different caliber every day of the weekend. So check it out. All right, in other news, Canelo Alvarez is set to get back in the ring in May versus a warm-up opponent. I don't know what that means in boxing, but they're probably going to throw John Ryder in there. And, yeah, man, it's going to take place in Mexico, his homeland. Also, man, I didn't know Canelo Alvarez had a statue of himself in Mexico. That's crazy. That boy, well, it ain't crazy. It's just, it's beautiful, actually. For him to have a statue. I don't think Floyd Mayweather has a statue out here in the U.S. anywhere. Not quite sure. But I know they don't. That's beautiful for Canelo Alvarez. Congratulations, Canelo Alvarez. Man, they love you over there. As you can see from that statue, man. But I'm looking forward to seeing Canelo get back in the ring, even if it is against a John Ryder, and he say that fight is going to be a warm-up fight, en route to a rematch versus Arthur Beterbiev. I'm sorry about it. I want to see that fight, Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. But against Dimitri Bivol, man, to see if he can avenge that loss. They say it's going to be at 168 this time. So let's see if he can get a win this go around. But nonetheless, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, people. Rob's Road of Boxing. Yeah.